The Ryan Reynolds Hollywood PR machine is in full effect, appearing in both the Hollywood Reporter and the TIME100 Creative Summit, where things did get a little awkward. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Yeah, apologies for the Coke bottle. Eyeglasses, I can't see anything without them, and I'm actually preparing for another surgery. My eye trouble never ends. Those of you who had cataract surgery, let me know in the comments. Am I going to be okay? Everyone says I will, but it's stressful. Anyway, I got to wear my glasses for a while. They always make my eyes look funny. So deal with it. Let's get through this video because yes, we're going to go through the full one in the live. We got a lot of stuff to go through, but I wanted to play a portion because look, I'm not trying to clickbait. He didn't actually say anything about Blake Lively. And that's kind of the point. Fails to mention Blake at the summit as he swerves these questions about the negative headlines, and I'll be honest, it does feel odd. It feels forced where he's out there being presented as, oh yeah, we gotta put you out there, we gotta be the man of the people. Everyone loves Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. But there's just something missing. It feels awkward. You can also see he's nervous. He feels very nervous. Is he going to get asked a question at some of these softball places like Time? They clearly aren't. And the question is, why is he even there at the Time Summit? Was this part of the deal in order to get Blake Lively on the list? Did Leslie Sun say, and we'll give you Ryan for your creative summit live in person? Because Blake can't do a live in person interview like this. At this point, I think she's still probably not ready for it, but Ryan can, and he did, and I want to go through this because she did ask one interesting question. Here it is. You've intentionally positioned yourself as the face of your many businesses, which obviously has a huge upside. You can feature Deadpool in these commercials. People know who you are. The downside is you cannot always control what the internet is saying about you. What I love is you is like, oh crap, is this softball interviewer actually trying to go somewhere that I told her we're not allowed to go? Has like what the headlines are saying about you. So how has that media attention impacted your brand, your businesses? Well, I mean, it's a good question, and she didn't ask the elephant in the room, but she kind of did right. She's like, how does all the negative attention affect your businesses? Because if you scroll through the comments of this video, woo team, Justin all the way, but let's hear his response, you know? No, it's like Tina Fey says, if you're feeling good about yourself, just go online. You know, I mean, that's true, but of course he has to position himself right away as the victim, which is so true. But you know, honestly, I give a lot of talks to students about storytelling and about, you know, how you can do it in different buckets. You can do it in unexpected ways. My company's North Star is bringing people together in smart, fun, and unexpected ways. And when I did these talks, sometimes the last one I did, I mentioned that be the greatest superpower I ever had in my life, I'm not talking about just my career or anything, was knowing who I am. And it, you know, when you're young and you're in your 20s, you're trying, I mean, at least you're trying on personalities like their shirts. I mean, you're literally just, it'll be this person, it'll be that person, and one day you know, you've stolen from 1,000, so you're a genius, not a thief, and he just, thank you for finally admitting you stole it from a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people do, but he did admit it, stealing from one, and you've pulled all these different references in and these feelings, and you know, yourself and I, what I think is, here's how I know. Someone asked me at one of those I was leaving, was the end of the, how did you know? And I said what he said, how did you know that you knew who you were? And I said, I can give you a horrible example, but it's fun. I read an article about myself that was just like, you know, this let's have a messy stabbing death. Here with this guy, he's got to die. And then I read another article that was so lauding. It was just like, this guy should have a Nobel Prize for blah, 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 blah. So I don't mean to interrupt, but I got to add the commentary there's. Also, Attell there, he reads everything about him. He's admitting it. You just heard him admit it. So he's clearly watching a reading. We knew this, we assumed this, let's say, but he just confirmed it. And they both, my reaction to them both was a sort of disconnected, dispassionate sort of observation, not an evaluation. And I thought, whoa, that's weird, because that's both our stories that aren't true. They're not what I know to be my story. And it really clicked, and it clicked in every part of my life. And, as someone who skipped rehab in his 20s and decided to go to conflict resolution workshops in Santa Fe, which I both recommend and I do not recommend, unless you love turquoise jewelry. Oh, such a pity laugh. He's struggling, and what is he saying? So who is he? As the guy who clicked when he read the negative and the positive article about himself. So which was it? You're not either of those, okay? Well, how did you know who you are? But, yeah, I went and that also helped with a lot of things too. So those are two, weird tools that I didn't expect to advance things in other areas. Yeah. Did he answer the question? Did he answer how you handled the negative, I guess, a little bit? Not really, though. I would have didn't you read things and they're not who you are, and that's why it's easy to fetch. You just got to stop reading it because people don't know who you truly are. That's how you answer that quickly. You seem to have a lot of perspective for a celebrity. Well, I think so. But I also, the interviewer, just got a bigger laugh than Ryan Reynolds. So shout out to her. Thank you, not. Yeah. Well, I know a few that can expound. I'm off to see Hugh Jackman after this. He thinks I'm coming for a friendly visit. It's an intervention. So now he's got to just his go-to place when he's insecure or nervous is to crap on somebody with love. Never with teeth. You notice it. Never with teeth. Got it. So revealing hearing him talk in these forms. You working too much, man. You gotta slow down. I didn't become part. Started. So I had it was the risk of dying from fame is much, much lower when you get older, So, I was fine with that, okay? Anyway, it feels a little awkward feel. His usually, before all this drama happened, he's usually pretty good in the press. I got to say he seems off, and I understand why he's off, because he's caught and he's squirming and he's dealing with the reality that's imploding on him. So the fact that he still needs to go do these appearances to try to make it seem like he's still, the Ryan Reynolds. Everyone loves the comments say otherwise. She's going to pretend he and his wife aren't bullying and trying to ruin another man's life. Shame on you. What a joke you've become. Not going to bother watching this. But did you ask him about forcing his 7-year-old daughter to say a velar exact? He should probably learn because he's ruining another man's life. Just as they are just slamming him. Ryan Reynolds can't post anything anywhere. Now he did a Mint Mobile commercial. He turns all the comments off because he can't have it. That's a problem. It's a problem. It's not like there's people you typically. Someone of this size? Right here's? The real tell, which Ryan doesn't want to admit to someone of his size, should have enough supporters to push out the riffraff. When there's someone out there who's being a jerk or a troll, as you would call them. As Prince Harry calls them, his trolls. There's usually people who can combat the trolls, be like, oh, you're a troll, get out of here, you're wrong, Ryan rules. I don't see a single Ryan rules in here. Now, granted, it's not a lot of views, it's Time magazine, but still you'd think he'd be a big enough star that he'd have a fan base that would be out there defending him and going. But I think even his fans know, dude, I like your movies, you're funny, I'm going to try to ignore all the other stuff. I still want to see Deadpool. But you, man? Yeah. I'm disappointed that's. The reality check that I think Blake and Ryan are refusing to accept just takes some accountability. Dude, you've dug yourself in such a hole, and revealing the forced emails you want to, we know I don't have to tell all you guys, but the things he forced and yelled at Justin to do it, it's sad, man, and to know it wasn't just Justin, Tim Miller, others. And it seems like Ryan came around and apologized to them. Ryan and Tim apparently are better now. But man, this is tough to watch. Was it tough for you to watch? There's more to watch. We're gonna watch that, and along with some other new information at our live. And guys, don't forget, you can go to our store. Still, you become an investor. Check out our Fourth Wall store. It'll be in the link. I thought I had it open. I don't hear. Hold on, it's worth it. Wait, don't leave. It's coming here. It is. If you go to our store, which is I don't know why my internet's so damn slow, here it is. You go to our store, you can become an investor in our It Ends with Justice documentary.